Hi friends, this is Merly and welcome to our Gardening in Kentucky Saturday garden walkthrough. I have been very busy today, guys. I started working in the garden at 6 in the morning and it was so hot. And then I was going back and forth to the produce stand to restock the stand because it's Saturday and usually our customers do their shopping on Saturdays. And then it was just so hot out here. I kind of fell asleep, but okay. And I was like, when I woke up, I said, "Oh, good, we still have daylight. I can still do my garden walkthrough." So here we are right now in our front garden, and the biggest story today in this live stream is the effect of the big rain that we had this week. But it rained, I don't know, for 7 straight days. And this part of the garden does not have any swales. It's a newer garden. This is on its second year. And the garden got flooded. So we have a few issues in here. We actually lost a lot of plants. Um, so we're gonna start with the row of okras. It seems like the okras like the heat now. Today was a sunny day. It was hot. So we have a couple of okra plants in each hole. Now we know that the rest of them, the ones on the end are bigger. They're still alive and we're gonna see them here in a little bit. Okay, so these ones in here, look at that. Beacon sweet banana peppers, gone. Next row, we have red juice tomatoes. Most of them are looking good. And then here is the row of the Kentucky Wonder. Kentucky Wonder pole beans. The ones in this side are good. We have a couple of plants growing in each pot. Unfortunately, we have lost some of the seeds because of the flood. So we've saved some, but like this, I don't think they're gonna grow because I have seen some of the seeds on the weed fabric when I came to check while it was raining. But yeah, some of them I got lucky to have. Well, some of those already sprouted before we got the rain, and I couldn't even come to this area because of the water. But yeah, but here, yeah, we still have a few of the Beacon sweet bell peppers. Okras are fine. We did not lose any. In fact, this has started producing some blooms, which we don't really need right now since the plant is too small. So let's go this way. Our zinnias are looking great. So we have here 30 zinnias in this row. Well, except for the ones that have fallen over, which I realized, we need to stake this, and look at that. Isn't that cool? And look at this one. This is a really big zinnia flower. This is called Benaris Giant. So they're nice. Here we have another row of red juice tomatoes. And then eggplants. We have Black Beauty eggplants. We have Oriental Express. It's kind of like Japanese eggplants. And the bigger eggplants that we have, the one right here. Oh, I'm sorry, it's so loud. And I forgot to get my microphone. Now this, we have a lot of blossoms. That's too bad. Everything looks great. Brady Jensen. Yeah, but I'm glad that we have a lot of them that survive. But there's another road that I'm gonna show you. It's shocking, but here we will get there. It's on the other side. So yeah, the eggplants are actually looking great. Now these eggplants that are already blooming, can't remember the variety, but let's check the tag. Oh, okay, good. It just says eggplant. It does not say what variety it is. Anyway, um, now take a look at our cucumbers. Single vines. There's, I think there's one or two that where I'm doing two vines, but most of them are single. So this is what I've been doing. Look at that. And so basically with the cucumbers, I like them because it's so clean. It's easy to maintain. And very early this morning, the first thing I did actually was harvest the cucumbers. These are all slicing cucumbers. Now this one, look at this. I was waiting for this to get a little bit bigger, but I think this will be ready for harvest tomorrow morning. It's deformed. It does not, or it didn't get enough pollination in it. And some of this, I thought they're all the same, but this looks like, it does not look like Dasher. Like we have a few of the cucumbers that look like they're national pickling. Like this one, that's what a national pickling looks like. So they're small, they're short, and they have like lines. But yeah, the others, look at this one. It already reached the top of the trellis. So I'm going to direct this going sideways next. Okay, let's move on to tomatoes. And these are our Jetstar tomatoes. They are looking great, not affected by the rain. It looks like our sunken container worked so well in this area. And I wish I did this for the other plants as well. Yeah, with the Jetstar, because I kept on terminating the blooms, we just have a few of this tiny fruit. What's this? Oh, it looks like there's a hole. It's just like that. We don't need that one. So anyway, yeah, and the reason why I terminated a lot of the blooms of the Jetstar tomatoes is because the plants were still small. I did not want them to produce when they were so tiny. So here we have more red juice, and then we have our heirlooms are here, mixed with a hybrid. We have the brandy wines. This, I believe, is Amish paste. So we have Amish paste. This one is Carolina Gold, and I'm so excited for this because yellow tomatoes are not very common. But we still sell them for the same price as the red tomatoes. But yellow tomatoes actually taste really good. They're sweet. They have a low acid. Yeah, they're low acid plants. So they're not like they're not very suitable for like canning, juicing, the way you use the red ones. Wow, look at this, guys. These are Roma. See, Roma tomatoes looking so nice. And then we have another row of red juice tomatoes, and let's take a look at the plants. Look at that. We have a bunch of fruits in them already. Yeah, I'll show you the Romas again because the tomato plants are very beautiful. More of the red juice in here just because red juice is my most favorite variety. Brandywine, you know, those tomato plants that look different from the rest of the tomatoes. But Brandywines taste good. They're just, um, they don't, for me, they don't produce as good as the red juice or the other variety. Like Romas are so good. They're very good producers. Brandywine, I might plant less of them next year. I'm not even sure if I really want some Brandywines for next year. I might just use the space for red juice because we don't have much room in the garden and I just want to maximize the production. But there's gonna be a lot of changes in this garden for next year, and hopefully we can work on that over the fall, late fall or winter. Now here, this is the area where we had a lot of water. Samantha Camacho, cool. Hi, said hi. Hello. Thank you for watching. And we see here some yellowing of the leaves, which means that the nutrients probably were carried away by the flood, and that's why our plants are struggling on this side of the garden. Okay, more of the zinnias. They are looking nice. They've branched out already. Now, the biggest issue is right here. See that? And you can tell, like, we can see that there was mud in here. We had standing water in this end of the garden because this is the lowest part of the garden. And again, there's no swale in here. I was gonna dig something um, early spring, but I realized or I decided not to because sometimes we have some elderly customers in our produce stand who come to the garden and pick their own produce, although we did not advertise you pick vegetables, but sometimes they come here whenever we run out of things in the produce stand because our produce stand is very close to the garden. That building is where we sell our produce, and inside that building we have a lot of stuff, um, especially this time of the year. And so our fertilizing schedule is so messed up because of the rain. And even if we fertilize, it would it would still probably not um, be sufficient because all of the nutrients were washed out um, by the rain. So, and because we had standing water in this area for almost the whole week, we lost most of our squash. So see all of our squash plants here. Yeah, the bottom part rot. We even lost most of our flavor burst bell peppers. And I was so excited for the flavor burst because these are the yellow, these are the big yellow bell peppers. Okay, they're gone. I might replant. I know it's June 21st. It's late in the season, but we'll see. We'll replant and hopefully we don't get flooded again. But this just means that there needs to be some changes in this part of the garden. Our first batch of tomatoes, although they're already producing, we have a lot of issues in here. And again, that is due to the rain. Blossom end rot. Last year, we didn't have any of this. But again, insufficient nutrients because of the rain and standing water, it just destroyed our plants. Some over there on the other side of this row, because that's a higher elevation, the plants are fine. Yeah, the only problem is this area which collects a lot of water when it rains. We also have lost some of the cauliflower, and our cauliflowers actually have started producing. Look at that. But this one is, I think this is gone. See, it's still small. Our celery is fine. Look at how big these celery plants are. I was supposed to harvest them last night, and then I said I was going to harvest this morning. I still didn't get to do it because I did a lot of harvesting. I harvested cucumbers, I harvested turnips and turnip greens. But we sold most of the turnips, we sold all of the turnip greens. So, yeah, that was fine. But yeah, later, maybe tomorrow morning, I'm going to harvest celery, lots of strawberry runners for propagation, which will give me more strawberries for next year. So hopefully we will do good next year. I already have some plans. More of our celery in this area. Look at that. Let's try grabbing a, uh, a couple of tomatoes. Although they are not very ripe yet. But see, now this one is fine. This has started turning. So this is a blush, and when the tomato starts blushing, it can support itself to fully ripen it off the vine. Now this one's bad. It's just a rotten tomato. All right, we'll leave these tomatoes in here. I'm gonna come back for that later on. Yeah, we have many of them that are almost ready, but then like this, see, that's, yeah, that's not good. But this one, I can just remove this and ripen that indoor. That should work, so that the plants will have energy to support itself and the new growth, and also the new um, the new fruit. Look at this. Isn't it amazing, guys? I noticed that if you have like four tomatoes, they grow into a decent size. If you have like more than four of them are good. Like with this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one is so tiny. See? Okay, moving on. Yeah, more tomatoes. But these tomatoes in this side of the garden are good. You see the butterfly? Yeah, it's trying to um, lay some eggs on the celery and cauliflower. Oh, I was supposed to show you where is that? There was a big head of cauliflower. And okay, so this one, I thought it was a cauliflower, but it ended up being a cabbage. So they got mixed up in the tray. I can't find it. Thought I saw it in here sometime, but let's see. Oh, it's right here, guys. Look at that. Isn't that exciting? Finally, cauliflower. Yeah, there's also, you notice some yellow leaves in here. Same issue. It was from the rain that we had. And on that side, I have harvested some of the green bell peppers just to help out the little plants, because they needed energy to maintain themselves. Now, yeah, this part here, we have the new seedlings that we planted are okay. I mean, I'm not gonna say they're good because they don't look good. They're okay. The older ones are fine, except for the flavor burst at the end of the row. Yeah, oh, we actually lost one here. That's Aristotle. But we also have some that already have the bells. Um, The plant is still small, that's why there's only one fruit. But as soon as this plant gets a little bit bigger, we should get more bell peppers from it. But that's like towards the end of the season. And once again, one look at this row where we lost most of our squash and zucchini plants. We only have 8 of them left. And even the ones that are left on the ground, I might just pull all of this and restart. Yeah, I don't want to deal with them right now. We actually have some fruit in here that are ready for harvest. See that? I'm gonna pull this later. But look at that. William, I don't have my eyeglasses. Curry. Oh, William, too hot. Yeah, we are having a heat wave in my area. Today, highest temperature was 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, it was really hot. But the reason why our squash and zucchini died is not the heat. It was the water. It was the flood. I guess it rained for like, I don't know, 7 days straight maybe. So, and there was so much water and they just rot. Our cabbages are forming heads now. But I forgot to cover them. So I'm just gonna let them be, and maybe, I mean, I don't know. I don't have any expectations uh, on our cabbages right now. If they form heads, then that's good. Anyway, so it's getting dark. Let's go to the back garden so we can see what's going on in there. I didn't pay attention to everything in here, but there are some exciting news from our backyard garden. First of all, ever-bearing strawberries that we are propagating. Look at that. Isn't this exciting? This will give me a lot of berries next year. And these are the ever-bearing variety. Our broccoli, and you've seen one, was that 3 weeks ago maybe, we harvested a lot of broccoli. These are the side shoots that you see with the broccoli. Oh, I can finally go in here because here we have swales. This one's really nice because it can collect water, so I don't water this area. And these are the side shoots. We have a lot of side shoots. See? So I'm just going to collect them. The others are bolted. I let them bolt so I can collect seeds from them to plant next year. Swiss chard. Yeah, our Swiss chard is going strong. And then here on this trellis, I planted some oriental long beans and they're fixing to climb up the trellis. This one here is a Jetstar tomato. It's looking great. Planted next to beans and some Swiss chard plants. And then we have some bachelor's button in this area as well. So when these long beans are big enough, because these are vining, the vining variety, this will climb up this trellis, will go up here. And then here we have this, is called winged beans. How do the strawberries taste? Super sweet, juicy. Oh, the strawberries are sweet, not super sweet. The ones that we have, because we have two varieties now. The ones that I'm propagating in this area are ever-bearing, and then we have a lot of June-bearing varieties. So this year we sold some of the June-bearing strawberries. They were good, sweet, juicy, but they're a little bit sour as well. Yeah, not the super sweet type, but they're kind of like typical homegrown strawberry. Okay, so one of the most exciting parts in this part of the garden is this cattle panel trellis. And the reason for that is, look at that. Not sure if you can see that from here, but we actually have on this side I planted 2 Aphrodite cantaloupe, and then we also have 2 Aphrodite cantaloupe in this side of the trellis. And look at what we have. Woo! That's cantaloupe, and here's another one. Yeah, we have some marigold in here. Same thing with the other side. They're the same. 2 cantaloupe plants and a couple of marigold. And then this, I haven't even seen this area for a week. Look at that. That needs to be cleaned. And then these are our blackberries. First year, but they were already blooming when I bought them. We have 5 blackberries in here. Not sure if they're triple crown or Chester. I know we have Chester and we have triple crown. And look at this. Blackberries. Ooh, we have some that are ready. See that? This is lavender. It's getting bigger. More blackberries in this area. I used a tomato twine just to hold them up because they were falling over into the path and I didn't like it. More in here. See that? So yeah, we've harvested from the blackberries and we have some blueberries in the back. We have another bed of celery in here because we just love celery, and then asparagus in this area. This is supposed to be a row of herbs, but now it's all grass. So that's something I need to do. And look at all of these asparagus ferns. Here, that's our chicken run. And look at our grapes. Grapes are looking great, very exciting. I see that the June bugs are here, Japanese beetles. So I need to hurry up and like clean this area so I can have access to the grapevines and take care of the bugs. Yeah, we still have some extra spots in there, and last time I had my live stream I said I was gonna plant them, but it was just too wet in here, too much water. Basically the water in that swale was almost to the level of the raised beds. Yeah, that's how much water we had. And actually look at this. Here, these are mostly cilantro. They've bolted and they're fixing to die off. But we have some new ones growing. They usually just drop their seeds in the ground and then regrow. And then here you see that we have a lot of smaller cilantro that will grow to replace these old ones. Oh, and I just noticed that the garlic is probably ready to be pulled. See that? And this. Yeah, a few elephant garlic in this bed. And then I'm just gonna show you what's on that side. Remember the roses? Mostly hybrid tea. Yeah, hybrid tea variety. Different colors. But this is just a holding area for the roses because the roses will be planted in the ground. We just didn't get a chance to plant them yet. So, and I'm gonna show you because I love this kind of basil. Look at that. We got basil, we have stevia, and there was more in here, but we can't even see them. The thyme is here somewhere as well. More marigold. Oh, look at that. Ladybug. Yeah, we have some ladybugs in here. We have a big issue of aphids in the garden, but it's mainly over there in the old garden or in the new garden. It's a second-year garden. Here we have, yeah, I have been working on this area before we started getting rain, but we had rain every day. So yeah, I kind of just stopped doing work in here, but now I can probably go back. It looks like our garlic is almost ready. That's the first batch. We got 2 rows, and then the rest of the garlic are still green. Our flower tower that I featured in one of my videos, it has survived. And let's see. And the Wandering Jew is still not good, so I might just have to trim that. And because I did not tie the Shasta Daisy, look at that. It just spread. I need to do something with this because there should be a path right there that's not accessible now because it's all Shasta Daisy. But they're beautiful and they bring in a lot of pollinators. Honeybees are here. So I think that's good. Look at this. A big ball of June-bearing strawberries. I'm gonna replant this. So yeah, this area, this will be gone. More garlic right there. Oh, and one of the things I was working on before the rain is also this. 3 plants I planted on this side, and this is called bitter melon. This morning, I stopped by in this area to check on the bitter melon, and I was able to clean this side. Look at this. These are music garlic. Yeah, they just started producing some scapes. Oregano, they also have turned brown, yellow, brown, too much water. These are supposed to be candy onions. They're still in there. I need to pull them, clean this, and plant something else. Now, right here, yeah, none in there because I planned on planting potatoes in there. As for potatoes, these are red onions. It looks like some of them are ready, and then the others I let them, they bolted, so I let them do what they wanted to do, and then I will be collecting seeds from the ones that bolted. And then here, oh, look at that, garlic scapes. These are ready to harvest. You're supposed to harvest them before they become straight. So yeah, look at that. Nice. These are also music garlic, but this area, although these were planted much later than the other garlic, this bed got more fertilizer. Over there, I experimented on some stuff, which for some of them it worked, but this one is much better. But the fertilizer in this area is a triple 13. Yeah, in this bed, and that's why the plants are so big. Now for the other area, that one that have the garlic, I put there was a freebie compost from a farm store that I got. So I don't know. I want to see how big the bulbs are. I've cleaned this last week. Unfortunately, whenever I was ready to plant, it started raining. Was so it was so wet, but now it's dry, and see, I should be able to plant in here. And this morning I pulled all of the turnips. So turnips are gone. The ones that you see are volunteer potatoes. I'll be pulling all of these potatoes. I'm not interested in them in this bed. They probably have some little potatoes in the ground already, which is a good thing because somebody is looking for some baby potatoes to can. So I'm just gonna pull that, clean it off, and start over. I still don't know what to plant in this bed, but I'll figure it out. These are the extra leaves of the turnips. We sold the good turnip greens, and then these were the ones that are not good for that are not edible anymore. We have a few seedlings in here and lemongrass, and they really have to be. They need to be planted in the ground. Look at these flowers, guys. Oh my gosh! I don't know if you can see that. We don't like this. They are eating my plants. Japanese beetles. But we have some good looking flowers right there. And then we have another gray plant in this area. This was a gray plant I got from Walmart at one time, and it was on a clearance for, I don't know, $5, maybe less. Yeah, but it was, when was that? 2021. So 4 years ago. Yeah, so this is a 4-year-old plant. Last year, um, the weeds just grew in here and a lot of them, and I couldn't access this whole area, and so I lost the battle against the weeds and we didn't get any grapes at all. But this time I am determined to have a taste of my grapes. So exciting. Look at this. Oh, I noticed that the Japanese beetles are eating the center of the roses. Okay. I'm not so good with roses. It's totally experimental. And last one we're going to check, because it is getting dark in here, is, or we have a couple of things here. I hope we still have it. Oh, it's right here. Just seems like our apple is not straight anymore. But look at that. So excited for this. We only have 3 of them, and it looks like only one has gotten bigger. And then here, which this needs to be mulched, couple of blueberries, and look at that. We've harvested from this and the blueberries are so yummy. Another apple tree and raspberries and more apple trees on that area. I guess that's all for today's update, guys, and that's our greenhouse. We still have little seedlings in there that are waiting for me, and hopefully I will get them planted in the ground the next few days. That's gonna be all for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you in my next video or in my next live stream. Thank you for watching. Hope you have fun in your garden. Have a good evening and God bless. Bye bye.